The All-Flag State Premier League Elimination final saw Inglewood United under coach Graham Normanton face his former club, with whom he'd had so much success, Perth SC. For the loser, their season was over, so plenty was at stake. Perth created the first meaningful opening when Josh Pereira picked up David Perrich's poor pass. A flick by Boland found Oliveira and his backheel played in Pereira, but he pushed his shot wide. Inglewood soon created an opening of their own. Alex Kanigia fed Michael Brzezinski wide on the right. He crossed to the back post. Perrich's header looped up in the air and was easily claimed by Alex Dunn. In the 14th minute, Antonio Naglieri released Greg Charland down the left. He laid the ball back to Adam Batchelor, who was clipped from behind in a clumsy challenge from Kanigia, and perfectly placed referee Paul Anderson had no hesitation in pointing to the spot. Up stepped Liam Boland, who stroked the ball down the middle as Francis Sowali flung himself to his right. Perth had an early lead. As we watch the replay, a clumsy challenge from the young Alex Kanigia, who undoubtedly clips Batchelor, and a penalty was justly awarded. Inglewood immediately went in search of an equaliser. Jason Colley whipped in a great cross from the right and the ball fell to Ryan Clark, who cut in onto his right but lifted his shot over the crossbar. Sean Kilkelly then released Andreas Oliveira down the left for Perth. He laid the ball inside, but the final shot was hit straight at Sowali, who gathered at the second attempt. Minutes later, Pereira surged through the heart of the Inglewood midfield, beat Richmond for pace and shot from an acute angle, only to be denied by the legs of Francis Sowali. With half-time fast approaching, Inglewood won a corner. Perrich's goal-bound header was headed clear and Liam Boland launched the ball up the park with an anywhere-will-do clearance. Sowali let the ball bounce and then had to backpedal furiously as it looked to loop over his head for a truly outrageous goal. Substitute Dom De Felice then stole possession for Perth off James Samet. He played the ball forward to Oliveira, who slipped a pass inside the box, allowing him to shoot. But once again, Sowali saved with his legs. Early in the second half, Robert Shashar played the ball forward and Liam Boland beat the offside trap. Sowali forced him wide and his shot on the turn looped just over the crossbar. Minutes later, Inglewood won a free kick and Jack Clisby stepped up to take it. His well-struck shot was clipped over the wall and fisted away by Perth keeper Alex Dunn. On the hour mark, as Inglewood looked to launch another attack, David Perrich slipped and left the ball behind. De Felice found Oliveira in space and he burst forward for Perth. He attacked Lowry and as the defender stumbled, unleashed an unstoppable left-foot strike past Sowali to double Perth's lead. A sway of the hips from Oliveira sees Lowry lose his balance momentarily, allowing him the space to fire off a powerful left-foot shot. Sowali must have seen it late as it left him stationary as it hit the back of the net. With a 2-goal lead, Trent Kay burst forward for Perth soon after and fed Liam Boland at the edge of the area, but only a superb covering tackle prevented him from adding a third. Inglewood kept attacking, and when Alex Jovic found Ryan Clark down the right, he went past Batchelor with ease and picked out Danny Richmond on the penalty spot. But his diving header sailed the wrong side of the post. Minutes later, Inglewood won a corner. Clisby whipped the ball in, Richmond met it, Shashar looked to try and block it with his arm, but he deflected it onto his boot, off the post and into the goal. Inglewood had a lifeline. Inglewood had a goal but may well have been better served had Shashar prevented it going in, as he would have undoubtedly conceded a penalty and Perth would probably have been down to 10 men, but the referee deemed the ball had crossed the line before he handled it. Inglewood kept pressing for an equaliser, and when Ryan Clark laid the ball back to Jason Colley, he clipped in a superb cross that picked out substitute Alex Jovic, but he couldn't keep his header down. Minutes later, Clark again burst down the right. His first attempt at a cross was blocked, but his second picked out Brzezinski. His downward header was blocked by Kay and Perth cleared, only as far as Clark. Again he clipped in a good cross, and this time Kay headed clear. Not long after, the final whistle sounded, and Inglewood's season for 2012 had come to a close, while Perth, the most successful team in finals football, lived to fight another day.
It's been a disappointing season by the club standards, but you always seem to step it up in the finals. What do you attribute that to?
Experience, I think. I think we've been there many times, so we know a little bit about it, and I think that's very important when it comes to these type of games.
And on the performance today, what did you make of it?
Very good. Look, the things that we worked on in training, we did, and that was important today. Sometimes we've not done that the best we can, but today we did. We pressed very, very well, and we made it difficult for them.
Yeah. And any standout performers?
I thought Andreas Oliveira was fantastic today, and Liam Boland done his job, and he was a handful for Clisby at the back. So I think those two boys were fantastic.
Yeah.